Once upon a time in a lush green forest, there lived a mighty elephant named Ellie. Ellie was very proud of her strength and often boasted about it to the other animals. She would stomp around the forest, breaking branches and scaring the smaller animals just for fun. One day, a clever little fox named Felix decided that Ellie needed to learn a lesson about kindness and humility. Felix approached Ellie with a plan. "Ellie," he said, "the animals have chosen you to be the queen of the forest. We are all gathering by the big swamp to celebrate your coronation." Ellie, flattered and excited, followed Felix to the swamp. But as she stepped into the swampy ground, she found herself stuck. The more she struggled, the deeper she sank. "Help me, Felix!" she cried. Felix stood at the edge of the swamp and said, "Ellie, you have been unkind to us, and now nature has taught you a lesson. To be a true queen, you must be kind and gentle to all creatures, big and small." Realizing her mistake, Ellie apologized to Felix and promised to be a better elephant. With the help of the other animals, she was finally pulled out of the swamp. From that day on, Ellie became the most loved and wise queen of the forest. And so, the clever fox taught the mighty elephant that true strength lies in kindness and friendship. Fox, elephant. This simple story conveys the moral that being kind and considerate is more important than being the strongest or the biggest. It's a great tale for kids to learn about the values of humility and compassion. Glowing star. Percy the Penguin's Big Adventure. In the chilly land of snowflake shores, there lived a curious little penguin named Percy. Percy was not like the other penguins. He didn't want to just waddle around and slide on the ice, he wanted to explore the great beyond. One sunny morning, Percy decided it was time for an adventure. He said goodbye to his family, packed his favorite fish snacks, and set off into the unknown. As he journeyed, he met new friends like Sally the seal, who taught him how to swim with agility, and Oscar the owl, who showed him how to find his way by the stars. Percy encountered many challenges, like a vast ocean that he had to swim across and a steep mountain that he had to climb. But with each challenge, Percy grew braver and wiser. Finally, after many days of travel, Percy reached a beautiful oasis filled with colorful flowers and birds he had never seen before. He realized that the world was much bigger than snowflake shores and that there were endless things to discover. With a heart full of memories and stories, Percy decided it was time to return home. His family welcomed him back with warm hugs, and Percy shared tales of his big adventure, inspiring all the little penguins to dream big. And from that day on, Percy the Penguin was known as the bravest explorer of snowflake shores. On a mountaintop in a faraway land, there was a lush green pasture. In this pasture, many creatures big and small lived as nature had intended. There were snakes, frogs, mice, and birds of all types. Across the pasture flowed a great river, providing a place for all the creatures to cool off and quench their thirst. One hot and dry afternoon, clouds began forming in the east. The creatures knew that these clouds often brought rain, but sometimes they also brought something else, the angry lights. Most of the animals panicked and fled to safety. However, one snake, who had been slumbering in its burrow, hadn't noticed the flames until they were almost upon her. "But how can I get there on my own?" Just as she resigned herself to her fate, an eagle landed on top of her and tightly clutched her in its talons. "A fine meal I found," the eagle declared. But the snake, desperate to survive, bit the eagle's legs. The struggle continued until both were exhausted. Then, the snake had an idea. "Eagle," she said, "I know of a nest of mice on that mountain top. If you take me there, I'll catch some mice for both of us." The eagle hesitated, wary of trusting a snake. "How can I trust you?" she asked. "Your reputation precedes you." The snake replied, "True,